Far Cry 7 has just been hit with another major leak, and the latest details paint a much clearer picture of what Ubisoft is building with the next entry in the series. We're talking about a brand new gameplay loop, the controversial time limit mechanic we've discussed before, weapon durability, survival elements, and even a brand new extraction mode. On top of that, it sounds like Ubisoft may finally be getting ready to reveal the game officially. When you combine these latest leaks with everything we've heard over the past year, the picture becomes much clearer. If even half of these rumors turn out to be true, Far Cry 7 could easily be the biggest departure the franchise has ever seen. So let's get straight into it. The latest information comes from Rogue TX, also known as Agent TX, a well-known Ubisoft data miner with a solid track record when it comes to uncovering information about Ubisoft projects. As always, take everything with a grain of salt until Ubisoft makes it official, but this latest leak lines up with several previous reports we've already seen. According to Rogue TX, Far Cry 7 will feature a high-stakes PvE and PvP extraction mode. This isn't just a small side activity either. It appears to be a major part of the overall package. The game's main enemy faction is reportedly called the Sons of Truth, a cult-like organization that will serve as the primary antagonists throughout the story. One of the biggest talking points is the return of the controversial time limit mechanic. Previous leaks suggested it existed, but Rogue TX claims it is still part of the game, with the timer currently set to 72 in-game hours. Your main objective is reportedly to rescue up to 6 members of your family before time runs out. Alongside that, the game is said to feature safe houses, weapon durability, and an expanded survival system. The setting is also looking incredibly promising. According to multiple reports, Far Cry 7 takes place in Alaska, meaning players can expect huge snowy landscapes, dense forests, and dangerous wildlife. Bears, wolves, foxes, and deer have all reportedly been spotted in the game's files. Personally, I absolutely love the idea of Alaska as a Far Cry setting. It feels fresh, it has an incredible atmosphere, and it could easily become one of the most visually impressive worlds Ubisoft has ever created. Now, for those of you who haven't been following all of the previous leaks, here's a quick recap, because once you put everything together, it starts to paint a really interesting picture. Earlier reports claimed that Far Cry 7 is being built using Ubisoft's Snowdrop engine, which would be a huge change for the franchise. Traditionally, Far Cry games have used the Dunia engine, which itself was originally developed from CryEngine before Ubisoft heavily modified it over the years. That engine has always produced beautiful environments, fantastic lighting, and huge open worlds, so moving over to Snowdrop is a significant decision. If you've played games like The Division, Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, or Star Wars Outlaws, then you'll already have an idea of what Snowdrop is capable of. Another previous leak suggested that the extraction mode is internally known as Paradise Park. Vehicles are reportedly returning as well, although they may play a much larger role inside the extraction experience than in the main campaign. Rogue TX has also previously suggested that the story campaign and the extraction mode will feature separate maps. Originally, these projects were believed to be developed separately, but newer reports indicate that Ubisoft has merged both experiences into one complete package. When you add these latest details on top of everything we already knew, several things become much more specific. The objective is no longer just rescuing your family. It's specifically rescuing up to 6 family members. The countdown isn't just a rumor anymore either. It's reportedly set at 72 hours. We're also hearing much more about the survival mechanics, including weapon durability, safe houses, and a fully realized wildlife ecosystem. Something the Far Cry series has always done extremely well. Earlier leaks gave us broad ideas. These new reports provide actual details. Of course, we'll only know whether any of this is genuine once Ubisoft officially reveals the game. That day is getting closer, and we'll quickly find out which leaks were accurate and which weren't. Either way, I have to admit, it sounds fascinating. That said, I'm still not completely sold on every single idea. Let's talk about what could easily become the most controversial mechanic in the entire game: the 72-hour time limit. This feature could either make Far Cry 7 one of the freshest games in the franchise, or become the thing that completely divides the fan base. Think about what Far Cry has traditionally been. These games have always been massive open-world sandboxes where you can explore entirely at your own pace. You could spend 50, 60, or even 80 hours hunting animals, crafting gear, liberating outposts, collecting upgrades, completing side missions, and simply enjoying the world before progressing the main story. That freedom has always been one of Far Cry's biggest strengths. Now imagine replacing that freedom with a constantly ticking clock. Suddenly, every decision matters. Do you spend time clearing an enemy compound? Do you stop to search an abandoned bunker for better weapons? Do you risk exploring another cave for valuable supplies? Or do you ignore everything and head straight towards the next family member before time runs out? That completely changes the pace of the game. It creates pressure where previous Far Cry games encouraged exploration. What's even more interesting is that the objective is to rescue up to 6 family members. That wording immediately suggests something important. Saving everyone might actually be impossible on your first playthrough. Maybe that's intentional. Maybe Ubisoft expects players to fail. Imagine finishing the campaign having only rescued 3 out of the 6 family members. According to previous reports, the story will reportedly adapt to your choices and your outcome. That means your ending could be completely different from someone else's. If that's true, replayability could be much higher than in any previous Far Cry game. Instead of completing the campaign once and moving on, players could replay it several times, learning the map, discovering shortcuts, understanding enemy patrol routes, and finding more efficient ways to save additional family members before the timer expires. It's a very different philosophy compared to previous entries, but it could work surprisingly well if Ubisoft balances it properly. It also reminds me of some of the most memorable moments in the series. Far Cry 4 famously allowed players to finish the game in around 15 minutes, simply by waiting at Pagan Min's dinner table instead of leaving the room. Far Cry 5 included another brilliant secret ending where refusing to arrest Joseph Seed immediately ended the story. Those moments became iconic because they rewarded players for thinking differently, with Far Cry 7 focusing on player choice, multiple outcomes, and a countdown timer. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Ubisoft hides several unconventional endings throughout the game. Depending on who you save, what decisions you make, and how much time you have left, there could be entirely different conclusions waiting for players. If that's the direction Ubisoft is taking, it could make Far Cry 7 one of the most replayable games in the franchise. Finally, let's talk about when we might actually see the game. According to Rogue TX, Ubisoft won't be staying quiet for much longer. Unfortunately, that's still incredibly vague. It could mean tomorrow. It could mean next week. It could mean Gamescom. Or it could still be several months away. Right now, nobody outside Ubisoft knows for certain. Still, the increasing number of detailed leaks usually suggests that an official reveal isn't too far away. We'll just have to wait and see. But what do you think? Are you excited about everything we've heard so far? Or do you think the 72-hour time limit completely changes what makes Far Cry special? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more gaming news, leaks and updates, and turn on notifications so you never miss a future upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.